Hi, everybody. I was watching TV this morning and I saw the conservative commentator George Will. Smart guy, isn't he? Smart man. I often don't agree with him, but today I kind of did. He was talking about how we as a country try to keep things too easy, and we get upset when people are upset with each other, and we don't want our kids to fail, and so we go to these extreme measures to make sure that they are successful. And it called back to my mind a book by another conservative. It wasn't William Buckley, and his name now escapes me. Anyway, he was talking about the virtues of failure. And I think there are a lot. So those of us who always want to succeed. God does not always direct us by our successes. Yes, if things fall into place easily, I tend to think that that's the spirit at work. When we are discerning, everything sort of falls into place. But it's also by the no's and the no's that we get, not this nose, that we get in life, which direct us. You go in one direction, you hit a hard no. Well, you have to go in another direction. And I look back on how my life was shaped, what led me into ministry, for instance, and then, what has led me at different points along the way. And I think that no directs us just as much as yes does. It's kind of interesting for me because I grew up in a family where no was not the first word that I learned. My parents, some of you have heard me say this, would come along, and if I were doing something I shouldn't, they would pick me up and say, yes, let's go over here. That way no is saved for really important things like, no, stop. So I knew when I heard no that it was a hard no, and I better stop. But more often than not, as an infant and toddler, I heard yes, which I think has given me an outlook of optimism and possibilities in my life. But I think that it's the no's that we run into that direct us to where we're meant to be. We think we're supposed to go in one direction and do something, and it may work for a while, but then it doesn't work anymore, and that is a no, and it sends us over to another direction. And George Will's point today was that we have become a country that, he says, for instance, where the noun parent has become a verb, parenting. And as soon as you make it a verb, then it can become something that is graded and that you strive to improve at, and that parents can become very anxious over not doing parenting well, with the false belief that if only we could parent perfectly, our children would be perfect. And I do think that's a problem. I struggled with it more than I do now when my kids were younger, but I struggled with am I being a good parent? As a single mom, I felt like I never had enough time, enough money, enough anything to be really present. So, and I got over myself. But I think that that's really where a lot of parents do come up with all their anxiety and their overprotectiveness, wanting to wrap the children in bubble wrap and send them off to school. Is it a dangerous world? Yeah, probably. Is it any more dangerous than it's ever been? I don't know about that. Different dangers, maybe. And certainly we know about the dangers more frequently and faster because of telecommunications. And so I was listening to George, and I was thinking, all right, so what does this have to do with my faith? And I've decided that it's a lesson for me to come back and be constantly vigilant about discerning what God wants from me. It's not just a period of discernment should not be just a period of discernment when I'm making big changes in my life or approaching those transitional times, retirement or buying a house or any of those things. It should be a constant daily, here I am, God. What do you want me to do today? Where do you want me to be? And I know I immerse myself in the Spirit because of my work. So I'm immersed in her all day long. But I think that I need to be a little more intentional myself in asking God about today, and not only just about tomorrow or the next week or the next year. How about you? Do you find that to be true? Do you get out ahead of yourself thinking ahead a week or a month or a year instead of just asking God about today? What do you want me to do today? So that's what I'm going to try to do, and I invite you to do the same. And we'll see where we are next time. Okay? Thanks for joining me for this prayerful pause with the pastor, a time to think of something greater than ourselves. And right now, it's how to connect to that every day. Just asking God, what about today? What do you want from me today? Or what do you have in store for me? What kind of gifts do you have in store for me today? I'm Pastor Deb Swift of South Presbyterian Church in Rochester, New York, and I thank you for joining me for this time. I look forward to next time. And until then, God bless, take care, and bye for now.